We got more than we expected today, as SportsCenter aired a segment featuring Marcus Smart's first public appearance as a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. The veteran guard spoke to the press for the first time since signing with LA, and his comments gave us a real glimpse into where his head's at, not just in terms of his personal goals, but also how he sees his role fitting into this version of the Lakers. He also opened up about early conversations with head coach J.J. Redick and what the expectations are for him as one of the team's newest additions. Let's dive into what was shared. According to SportsCenter, Smart officially finalized his 2-year, $11 million contract, which includes a player option in the second season. And at his introductory presser, he touched on a range of topics, but the most important one was clear: he's here to compete at the highest level. When asked what it means to join this franchise, Smart didn't hold back. He said the opportunity to fight for a title in LA ranks right at the top of his priority. "This is where basketball is at its biggest," he said, "and I'm joining a team that can actually use what I bring. I know I can help them win. It's the right spot for me." Now, the Lakers didn't just bring him in for the name. This move fills a very real need. After recently locking down a new starting center in DeAndre Ayton, LA had one more glaring hole to address: perimeter defense, specifically someone who can contain opposing guards right at the point of attack. That's been a weak spot for the Lakers over the last few years, and outside of guys like Jared Vanderbilt, they haven't really had anyone who could do that consistently without hurting them offensively. That's where Smart comes in. He's known league-wide for his toughness, defensive IQ, and versatility. But he also offers real value on the offensive side of the floor. Though he started out as a traditional point guard, he's grown comfortable playing off the ball, knocking down shots, and operating as a secondary playmaker. He's been in plenty of high-stakes playoff battles, and that experience matters. His ability to shift between roles makes him an ideal fit in a Lakers rotation that's constantly adapting. One major factor SportsCenter pointed out, however, is Smart's recent availability. He's been plagued by injuries over the last couple of seasons, only suiting up for a total of 54 games. In fact, he's only reached the 60-game mark once in the past 5 years. So naturally, there were questions about his durability going forward. Smart addressed that too. He admitted that the last 2 years haven't gone the way he hoped, but he also made it clear that he's using the setbacks as motivation. "It's been tough," he said, "but I believe everything happens for a reason. Maybe it was meant to slow me down. Maybe it was meant to make people doubt me. Either way, I'm here now, and I'm ready to remind everyone who I am." And that's exactly the mentality the Lakers are looking for. As SportsCenter pointed out, this team seems to be building an identity around players with something to prove. Whether it's Marcus Smart trying to bounce back from injuries, Luka Doncic reportedly carrying a chip on his shoulder after criticism during the playoffs, or DeAndre Ayton looking to reshape how he's viewed across the league, this Lakers group is filled with guys hungry to rewrite the narrative. And if Smart can stay on the court and bring the same intensity he showed in Boston, the Lakers might have found exactly what they were missing: a leader on defense, a tone setter in the locker room, and a fighter who's ready to earn every win. Now, shifting gears to how Marcus Smart actually fits into this Lakers roster. SportsCenter gave us a deeper breakdown of his on-court value, especially on the defensive end. And frankly, his versatility could be a game-changer for head coach J.J. Redick. Smart's ability to guard multiple positions remains elite. Whether he's switching onto wings, chasing shooters around screens, or battling with ball-dominant guards, his defensive IQ and physicality give the Lakers flexibility they didn't have last season. On SportsCenter, one analyst even noted how seamlessly Smart can adapt to different lineups, whether it's going small with Anthony Davis at center or running more traditional sets with DeAndre Ayton anchoring the paint. Simply put, he's a Swiss Army knife on defense. And while some may wonder whether Smart can return to the high-impact version of himself we saw in Boston, there may be more optimism than expected. Mike Trudell, appearing on Mason and Ireland, mentioned he'd spoken with a few folks in Washington, Smart's brief stop before signing in LA, and their feedback was encouraging. They said the gap between the current Smart and the all-defensive Boston version isn't as wide as people might think. That's good news for the Lakers, who desperately need him to stay healthy and consistent, especially when it comes to defending elite guards. Which brings us to head coach J.J. Redick and his expectations for the veteran guard. In an interview with ESPN Radio, Smart opened up about the early conversation he had with Redick after signing. According to Smart, the message from the Lakers' new coach was simple: just be yourself. Redick told him that he wants him to lean into his natural strengths, to be that disruptor, the agitator, the defensive tone setter who throws opposing offenses out of rhythm. That, in itself, tells us a lot about how LA plans to use him. Redick has a deep understanding of what Marcus Smart brings to the court, and he's not coming in with the intention of reinventing the wheel. He's not trying to turn Smart into something he's not. Instead, he wants to empower him to fully embrace his identity. That means giving him the freedom to play instinctively, to bring that signature edge, and to be the physical, relentless defensive presence he's always been. Redick wants Smart to lean into the chaos, to disrupt passing lane, dive for loose ball, and bring that emotional spark that can shift the momentum of a game in an instant. That kind of player, that kind of mentality, has been sorely lacking in Los Angeles. This vision fits hand in glove with what the Lakers have been missing over the past few seasons. A true point-of-attack stopper who isn't afraid of the dirty work. Someone who thrives in gritty, uncomfortable possessions and never backs down from a challenge. Smart's arrival adds a layer of toughness to this team, both physically and mentally, that's been absent for far too long. What makes this move even more intriguing is how it opens up new lineup possibility. With Smart on the floor, Redick has the flexibility to be more experimental with his rotation, especially when it comes to Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. Smart's defensive versatility gives those two offensive focal points some breathing room. If Luka finds himself switched onto a quicker guard, or Reeves is being hunted by a high-volume scorer, Smart can step in seamlessly and take on that assignment without hesitation. He absorbs defensive pressure, freeing up LA's stars to focus more on what they do best: scoring and creating. In that way, Smart isn't just a fit. He's a key that unlocks a different, more balanced version of this Lakers team. This kind of versatility is exactly what Redick valued. Smart's presence opens up lineup combinations that otherwise wouldn't work. Whether it's unconventional small ball groups, staggered rotations with bench units, or injury-driven adjustments, Smart gives Redick the freedom to mix and match without sacrificing defensive identity. And don't forget, Smart is no stranger to high-stakes basketball. He's logged dozens of playoff games, many of them deep postseason runs with Boston. That experience matters in a city like Los Angeles, where pressure is constant and the spotlight is intense. Some players shrink under that kind of scrutiny. Smart has already proven he won't. Of course, all of this depends on one key variable: health. His injury history over the past 2 seasons can't be ignored. He's struggled to stay on the floor and hasn't played more than 60 games in a season in years. But if he can maintain his health, his impact could be felt immediately, especially on the defensive end, where the Lakers have lacked a true enforcer. SportsCenter wrapped up the segment by posing the same question many fans are asking: is Marcus Smart the final piece LA needs to round out their defense? Or are the concerns too real? The durability, the streaky shooting, the occasional questionable decision-making, like untimely flops or technical fouls. Whatever your take, one thing's for sure: the Lakers are betting on Smart's edge, experience, and energy to elevate this roster. And if he delivers, this could be one of the savviest low-cost moves of the offseason. Stay tuned! We've got more to cover in Part 3. Go ahead and send it.